So let me tell you about this night that still gives me the creeps. I was home alone, just chilling on the couch, catching up on some shows. The wind outside was howling, making the whole house creak, giving off that eerie vibe you get when you're all alone. As I was deep into my show, I started hearing these soft whispers. At first, I thought it was just the wind or maybe some neighbor talking loud. But then, it got closer, like right behind me. I paused the show, and there it was again. This hushed conversation, like someone was plotting something. I shook it off, thinking maybe I was just tired or my mind was playing tricks. But then, the lights flickered. Now that's when the nerves really kicked in. I grabbed my phone, ready to call someone, anyone. The whispers grew louder, echoing through the empty rooms. Trying to be brave, I tiptoed around, checking every nook. That's when I saw it. A shadow in the hallway. I froze. My heart raced as the whispering intensified. I didn't waste a second. I bolted out of there, not looking back until I was safely outside. Turns out, someone had broken into my house. The police said they found evidence of someone camping out in the attic for who knows how long. It gives me the creeps just thinking about it. Being watched and whispered to, all while thinking I was alone. The idea that someone was there, right behind me, planning who knows what. It still sends shivers down my spine. Okay, you won't believe what happened to me once when I was home alone. It was a stormy night, rain pounding against the windows like it had a grudge. I was just hunkered down, enjoying the cozy vibe. As I settled in for the night, I noticed the lights flickering. Now I thought it was just a power surge because of the storm. But then I heard something. Footsteps. Clear as day, like someone was stomping around in heavy boots. I figured it was just the rain playing tricks on me. But as I looked around, I saw shadows moving. And I don't mean the regular kind caused by flickering lights. These were like living, breathing shadows. I grabbed a flashlight and started to investigate, half expecting to find a horror movie scene unfolding. The sounds led me to the basement. The flickering lights and shadowy figures were even more intense down there. I hesitated for a moment, debating if I should call someone or just get out of there. But then curiosity got the better of me, and I went down. The basement was freezing, and the shadows seemed to dance with a mind of their own. I found the source of the noise. A busted window, rainwater dripping onto the floor. But that wasn't all. There were muddy footprints leading from the window to the darkest corner of the room. My heart was in my throat as I followed the prints. The shadows seemed to coalesce into a shape, a person huddled in the corner. I could barely make out their face, but they were muttering something unintelligible. I took a step back, realizing I was dealing with more than just a random break-in. The shadows continued to flicker, almost protective of the mysterious intruder. I booked it out of there, not bothering to confront whoever was in my basement. When the police arrived, they found signs of a break-in, but no trace of the intruder. The flickering lights and shadows, they couldn't explain that. It was like my home had been a stage for something otherworldly, and I was just an unwitting audience. Okay, so there was this one time when I was home alone, just enjoying the peace and quiet. I had this whole evening planned, a movie marathon and some snacks. Everything was going fine until I started hearing these weird creaking noises. Now, I'm not one to get spooked easily, but there was something off about these sounds. It wasn't the usual settling of an old house. It was more deliberate, like footsteps. My mind went into overdrive, convincing myself it was just my imagination playing tricks. I decided to investigate, thinking it was maybe the neighbors or something. As I walked through the house, the creak seemed to follow me. That's when I realized it was coming from inside. My stomach dropped, and I could feel the hairs on my neck standing. I grabbed a kitchen knife, just in case, and cautiously made my way to the source of the noise. The whole time, the creaks continued, echoing through the empty rooms. It was like a horror movie playing out in real life. I reached the hallway, and there, right in front of me, was the attic door, slightly ajar. I had never been up there, and the idea of someone else being there sent a shiver down my spine. I mustered the courage to push the door open, and to my horror, I found someone, a stranger, rummaging through my stuff. The room fell silent. We locked eyes, both frozen for a moment. Adrenaline surged through me as I screamed, and the intruder darted towards the window, making a hasty escape. I was left there, shaking, watching them disappear into the night. The police later said it was probably someone who had been watching the house, waiting for the right moment. The whole thing still gives me chills. The creaks, the silent intruder, and the realization that safety can be shattered even in the familiar walls of your own home.